Hi, my name is Ryan Murray. Here's my note card. And my audience with me today is Maria Kamlowski, Lisa Kamlowski, and Kara Kamlowski. Just imagine how marijuana is going to be looked at a few years from now. In the past, marijuana was looked at as a very bad drug, which was very frowned upon. Now today, marijuana is being used to help treat medical ailments and also uh, bring legalized for recreational use. And imagine a few years from now how many states are going to allow the use of marijuana for medical as well as recreational use. This is relevant to you because you down the road, once your state begins to legalize the use of marijuana for medical as well as recreational, you will have to decide for yourself if you're going to be someone that uses it for those reasons or if you're still going to stay with your stance and stay against marijuana use, since growing up many of us have already had to deal with the fact of it being a drug and it being illegal and being used to that. Um, in my experience, I have debilitating migraines in which many people tell me that mar- the use of medical marijuana would help me with those down the line. And Ohio is not yet a state in which medical marijuana use is legal, so I don't have that option. But down the road, I will have to decide if it becomes legal, if it's something that I will in fact use for those reasons. Um, Going off of that, my marijuana use for medical and recreational purposes is starting to become legalized in different states across the U.S. This is going to continue throughout the years, but the use brings with it different upsides and downfalls. Going off of that, there are many different states that are now incorporating the use of medical marijuana use. According to ProCon 2014, 20 of 50 U.S. states have legalized medical use. This is a big thing in which many different states now have to deal with new laws, new regulations, and how to use it and get people on board with it. According to Hasten 2012, residents of states with medical use see more abuse and dependence than states without. This is another thing that has to be combated with because of people abusing the right to use it and how it's going to affect them. Um, Going off of that, uh, many states believe that medical marijuana use is a very good thing. According to Durkin 2014, state voters favor legalization of medical marijuana use by a margin of about 88% to 9% in New York. This is huge because as medical marijuana use becomes to be more legalized, this will help create new jobs in pharmacies, in law enforcement, in taxing the use of marijuana and bringing in new revenue for the states, which is huge because this is a big cash crop that has never been able to be taxed or revenued. People have used it illegally, selling it under the radar, under the weather, without any forms of everything having to be under a certain jurisdiction and certain rule. With that being said, these taxes and downfalls come with some major problems. According to Martinez 2014, retail will have a 25% state tax plus the state tax of 2.9% in Colorado for a specific example. Um, as well, with that being such a huge high tax, many people are going to be very put down by that, and it shouldn't be that highly taxed. It's going to be one of the highest taxed retail item in the United States once it is legalized in more states. Driving is going to be another downfall in which they still don't know how to regulate the use of marijuana while driving, how they're going to be able to check for that if you're under the influence while using heavy machinery while driving, and also surrounding states. As I said prior, 20 of 50 states have medical marijuana use legalized, but some of their surrounding states it isn't legalized. So how are they going to regulate how someone has the medical marijuana use card in one state and then travels to another state and it being illegal there? They have to deal with that. So in conclusion, going off of what I said with the uses, the pros and the cons, how states continue to legalize it, more and more people becoming aware of how this will help them medically, and some of the downfalls with the high taxes and everything along those lines. Marijuana use for medical and recreational purposes is starting to become legalized in different states across the U.S. This is going to continue throughout the years, but the use brings with it many upsides and many downfalls. And with that, it is going to be up to you to decide where your stance is on medical marijuana use and recreational use. Are you for it? Are you against it? And how, if you are for it, what ways and how are you going to help things with the government become more mandated, more legalized, the taxes? This is going to be on you, and you're going to have to make a decision in your future. And I thank you for listening to me today.
Thank you, Ryan. Nice job.
Thank you.